9:31, President Biden offering a mea culpa after snapping at a reporter during his news conference in Geneva. Here's the exchange as he's asked about Vladimir Putin.
Why are you so confident he'll change his behavior, Mr. President?
Yeah, I'm not confident changing behavior. What do you do all the time? So when did I say I was confident?
But given his past behavior has not changed, and in that press conference after sitting down with you for several hours, he denied any involvement in cyber attacks. He downplayed human rights abuses. He even refused to say Alexei Navalny's name. So how does that account to a constructive meeting as President Putin?
You don't understand that. You're in the wrong business.
So, Howard Kurtz, Fox News media analyst, host of MediaBuzz. Howie, good day to you. Apparently, you came back and apologized for that in some form or fashion with the Caitlin Collins from CNN. What was so out of bounds about the question?
Nothing. President Biden had no reason to snap at Caitlin Collins over that rather routine shouted question. And then to suggest you're in the wrong business, he realized the blunder. He tried to clean up the mess by apologizing. And then the press was all excited. Oh, the president said he was sorry. But in that later exchange, he said, to be a good reporter, you have to be negative. You have to ask negative questions. Well, let me rephrase that. You have to ask provocative and challenging questions to try to get politicians off their pre-cooked talking points. I've interviewed Biden many times. He shouldn't be surprised by that. It comes with the big job.
She asked him a question that basically got to what he was really thinking. And if you wonder why, we saw yesterday the reporters getting into a tussle because they were shouting questions and the security forces were trying to push the reporters out of the room. But one of the reasons that reporters shout questions is for moments like this, because if you can have a really incisive question that gets a president to react with what he or she is really thinking, then you've done a good job. And that's why they shout questions.
Right. And the president doesn't have to take those shouted questions. Biden chose to do so. And then he got all irritated. You know, maybe he was tired after a long day, but it was really over the top. And I think he and his people must have realized that. And also, why does the president read this list prepared by his staff of reporters' names and then say, I'm going to get into trouble? You're the president of the United States. You can call on anybody you want. You can talk as long as you want. I've never quite understood that.
Olivia Nuzzi, New York Magazine. If you're the most powerful person in the world and you can't field questions from the media without losing your temper, maybe you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, throwing the president's words back at him. Yeah, you know, he does. The press generally gives him very favorable coverage, which has been true throughout this European trip. But he does get testy when he is pressed and when he feels like he is being challenged. And at the same time, the media, Bill, jacked up expectations to an absurd degree here. This was the summit showdown. It was two boxers, one of whom will emerge battered and bloodied. And then when it turned out not much happened, all they did was agree to talk about more talks. The press had to pivot and defend Biden's description of, well, this is just workmanlike diplomacy that may or may not, he admits, lead to any results down the road.
He helped build that up too, though, Howie. I mean, 8 days ago in England, he said, I'm headed to the G7, that I'm going to meet Mr. Putin to let him know what I want him to know. I mean, the administration helped build up this meeting.
Yeah, there was also, though, a lot of officials saying, you know, we're not expecting any concrete results because obviously nothing had been negotiated in advance. Did they feed into the media hype? Sure, absolutely. I get that. But then the press didn't get the drama it craved in Geneva. And so they had to rationalize, well, you know what? Boring summits. Yeah, they're actually pretty good with the inevitable comparisons to President Trump.
Pretty interesting. I liked it that, Jeff Zeleny, I'll just read it here. He said, he's with CNN. He says, I have never seen a president so protected by his aides. They were silent today because he had a job to do. And he's covered several presidents. So that was
the aides had to be cringing at that moment on stage. Howie, thank you. Thank you, sir. Howard Kurtz. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.